Hello and welcome to the day. I'm Jake with Jake and Joel Are Magic, and today I'm going to talk to you about what I believe is the biggest real threat to paper MTG. Before we get into the meat or the juice or whatever the reason you're here, just go down, click buttons, like, subscribe if you're logged in. I'm not going to make you log in if you're not logged in. If you're just here to assimilate, then sit back and assimilate. There's a group. It's called bootlegmtg. It's a Reddit. That's a subreddit. It's a group of about 8,500 people around there, and it is essentially people that are ordering high quality proxies, cards that are indistinguishable or as close to indistinguishable as possible. They order the cards from overseas, like China or I don't know, different countries. I think there is even a company that's based here in the U.S. that sells very popular cards. Think cards like Scalding Tarn or, Aether Vial, Prismatic Vista, hologram cards. Think all of the staples in Modern and Legacy. These are the cards that they're making. They don't really make Power 9 cards, although you can find people that make Power 9 cards. And the Power 9 aren't really... there's not a lot of appeal as a counterfeiter or a bootlegger to make Power 9, because the people that are buying Power 9 have the bankroll to do it, and they know what they're doing, and they know what to look for. In this video, I'm going to talk about what you can look for to make sure that you don't get scammed. There is also another video, the 2019-2020 guide to eBay and all of the new scams, and I can't imagine it's going to change much in 2020, so make sure to check that video out here. Our bootleg MTG. Let's just get into it. So this is the community. It's r/bootlegmtg, and you can see this is a place for discussion of a very popular collectible card game without the permission or approval of Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro. Alternatives for online play, high quality proxies, non-sanctioned competition, and more blah blah blah. Non-sanctioned competition, of course they put that there, but most of the stuff that's in here are people like figuring out, how do I know I just saw this. Yeah, convincing, here we go. Convincing Hydrate Crisis for FNM. That's somebody who's trying to find Hydrate Crisis that looks convincing enough for FNM. Alright, before I get into this and I really start reaming these guys, I'm just going to talk about, I'm just going to do a little disclaimer, because I know that there are people in this group, like this is just somebody who's like, hey, check out this proxy I made. And a lot of the people in here who do want proxies want them for kitchen table MTG, casual commander. You can have a discussion with your play group and be like, hey, I own one Gaia's Cradle. I need to proxy it for this deck. I want to play it in every deck I own that's commander that runs green. And you're going to have, in the group says, sure, you can proxy Gaia's Cradle. I'm all about that. I just want to say that. I'm all about proxying for every single deck. If you own one copy of a card, put it in every single EDH deck. That way you're not unsleeving it and having to sleeve it into a new deck every time you switch decks. I'm all about that. That's fine. So for the small amount of people that are in this community that are actually here for proxies for kitchen table, obviously I'm not talking about you, but most of the stuff in here is, let's go, new. Here we go. Here's a fun post. And this is what a lot of the people are doing here in this group. And it has 22 comments, it has 9 upvotes. The post is best way to hide fakes through sleeves for FNM. What do you guys use in terms of sleeves and inner sleeves? I know matte Eclipse sleeves would work since they're pretty foggy, but what about the stuff like KMC Perfect Hearts? Also, if foggy is the wrong direction, since it might make dull looking fakes look even more dull, ? Fishy the Pete says, no one is looking for fakes at FNMs. Don't get too inside your own head. Don't go overboard. A new $1,500 deck every week when you're a college kid eating ramen, and you'll be fine. This person says, even if caught at FNM, you have the argument of, I bought this deck from eBay. How am I supposed to know it's fake? Cheating is only penalized if the illegal acts are intentional. If you can negate that element, the worst that happens is you have to replace the cards with real ones and or basic lands. So you can go here, you can look through all the posts, and I can go on and on and on about it. But I want you to know that this is the very real 2019 up to date. This is a group of people, 8.6K members, that are acquiring high quality fakes for any reason. And I'm talking about foils, holographic stamp, brand new cards. A lot of the stuff on here, there's like there's even a post of somebody reviewing Modern Horizons 1 review, Italian and English. And so you'll see, they're showing the difference between the real cards and the fake cards. Mythic set symbol is very good. The black outline is slightly off, but it's near indistinguishable in person. So these are brand new cards that have come out. Fake Sunbait Canyons. And these look excellent, by the way. If these were sleeved up, I would have trouble knowing. And so what you need to know is that these are out there, they exist. And so it makes it hard to know if you're getting cards from reputable sellers. So seriously, make sure to check out my guide to not getting screwed over on eBay. We're going to talk about our bootleg MTG for a second. And I want to say some things about this community. Just because you think the game is expensive doesn't mean that you are entitled to play in tournaments that have real money or real prizes, be it store credit or anything. This is a luxury hobby. You do not need Magic the Gathering to survive. It's not like you're not entitled to it like water or air. The people that are here for Cube, good for you. The people that are here, like this is a video of Ron Liu's Modern Horizons hologram set. Like, this is detrimental to the game. This does not inspire consumer confidence. This is a person who's talking about aging the borders of the cards. Hey people, I'm new to proxies, and I've read most of the posts in this forum with great interest, especially the ones regarding aging the cards. This is somebody who's trying to figure out the best way to age the cards so that they look legit. I did not start playing Magic the Gathering during Legacy or Vintage, or a time when I could have acquired those cards at a reasonable price point. And so I'll never get to play those formats. But it doesn't mean that, you know, I can't play Modern, I can't play Standard, I can't play Commander, I can't play Pauper, I can't play Arena. There are tons of formats that you can play that do not have a huge price barrier. If you are trying to get high quality cards so that you can participate in tournaments that offer real money prizes, you are part of the problem. And a lot of the people here are just, it's an echo chamber. So if you go in there and you're like, I'm feeling like I should do these illegal things, and you have other people that are like, yeah, go do those illegal things, you're entitled to do it. I mean, they made this game way too expensive. Then you are an idiot, and you're awful, and you need to go take a walk outside, meet some other people. I have a person on eBay, we're gonna go to their page slightly after this, and they're selling all of the same cards that are on here. So let's just go there. Let's go to eBay. All right, so this is a seller. They sell a few different things, and we're gonna go through their items. But a lot of the cards are fakes. So this seller is going to sell 3 different things. This is a seller that I've been following. We're going to go look at their feedback right now. But you can just see sells fake MTG cards. This is in their past 12 months. Here's the negative feedback. Sells fake MTG cards. Numerous negative feedback regarding the issue. Buyer beware. Sells fake cards. Sold me fake Verdant Catacombs. This isn't a trustworthy US seller. The seller says, really doubt they're fake, but you still haven't returned them either. This person says cards weren't near mint as described. Seller at responding partial fee refund request. That's not good. I don't know what that message is, but you can see seller shipped counterfeit card. This seller sent me fake cards. Seller showed quick communication, but the item I received was fake, and on and on and on. So let's talk about this really quick. This is a good breakdown of eBay, and I've been doing eBay since $19.99. I have 100% positive feedback on over 2,000 transactions, so I can tell you that I know what I'm doing when it comes to eBay. The few tenths of a percent between 99.9 and 99.6 say everything about a seller and the items you are likely to receive. A good feedback rating is 99.8% or above. A rating of 99.5% or below is horrible. I think that that's a little bit harsh, and it does depend on the amount of feedback that a seller has. If a seller only has 10 transactions and 9 of them are good and 1 of them are bad, and it's because somebody was just salty, let's say somebody ships a card that was near mint to them, but it arrives and the person who purchased it believes that the card was actually lightly played. They might leave negative feedback, and now you have a person with a 90% feedback rating. So when this really starts to matter is when it's like hundreds upon hundreds of transactions. So let's go back to our seller here, and their feedback rating is 91.3%. All right, so I'm going to show you what they're doing and how they are scamming people and what they're doing to with their feedback and how they're bolstering it to stay above 90%. And I will say this, most of the people that are purchasing these cards have to be new to the game, or they don't realize, or they're just buying them because they look authentic and it feels like a good deal to them. But I think it's probably people that are inexperienced buying the cards. We're going to go over what this seller sells. They sell a fake Sliver Queen. Okay, so you can see it. Card is fake. It's a really good price on a Sliver Queen. They always have this like fabricated edgeware. You can just see like the edgeware is always just like, but in a sleeve it looks good. Okay. So any of the high-end cards that this particular seller has are going to be fake, like this lattice, surgical extractions, all this stuff. But then they sell real cards that are cheap, $1.27. That way, when the person purchases this card and it's authentic and it arrives quickly, they're like, hey, great, thank you. Let's look at this Force of Will, because this Force of Will is my favorite. This one is like, look at this symbol. You can just tell, like, this card is faked. And this is the exact kind of cards that you will find in our bootleg MTG. It just has like that really weird kind of like foiling. Then we have that fabricated edgeware as well. Exactly what I was talking about, like how people will wear the edges down. They also sell cookbooks. Cookbooks, counterfeit high-end cards. Okay, so like Aether Vial, Rainforest. If you go in there, like you could just look at this, like this just looks off. This just looks so off, this Windswept Heath. And you just know. You just know. But some people don't. And that's the problem. Like they just look, you can just tell. And there's like a shininess about them. It's that like weird shininess. It's not like that the matte look that comes with these cards. But then, yeah, like books, real cards, like that are low priced. Like there's no reason for them to fake this port. It's cheap card. This Fetid Heath. There's no reason for the people in our bootleg MTG to fake any of these cards. But what they're doing, I'm showing you, is they sell high-end cards that are fake. They sell books that are obviously real, and then they sell low-end cards that are real. So on the books and the low-end cards, they're getting positive feedback, and then the people that don't know any better are buying the high-end cards thinking that this is a reputable seller. This is an awful seller. I mean, obviously, I'm not defaming, whoever this person is. I mean, it's like the proof is in the pudding. But I'm just telling you, like, this is a good example of somebody that you would want to avoid on eBay. And this is like the kind of thing that you would want to avoid because, yeah, you see a 90% positive feedback and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah, 70% feedback must be bad, right? No, actually, if it's below 99% on many transactions, it's oftentimes bad. But 91.3 is deplorable. It's like you should probably just remove this person from the platform. All right, well, I hope that you have enjoyed this this discussion of what I believe is the scourge of the MTG community and the biggest threat to paper Magic. And it doesn't inspire consumer confidence when people don't know or are leery of purchasing cards that they don't know are real or fake. The biggest thing that you want to remember about our bootleg MTG is it's people that are giving each other advice on how to lie and how to cheat and how to pass fake cards off as real so that they can play in tournaments. I even read a post, and it was hard for me to find, so I wasn't able to go to it, but it was essentially a person explaining that he and his friends go to local game stores, and what they do is they are all accountable for each other. So they all use fake cards, but they talk about like how they know each other and how they've been playing together for years. And it's like a person who just explains, you know, like, this is how I lie, and this is how we cheat, and this is how our group of people infiltrate a local game store and use fake cards to play in real money tournaments. So, if you are part of our bootleg MTG and you are part of the kitchen table crowd and you're just there for high quality proxies, then good for you. You don't have a problem with me. I know that a lot of the people are on the right side of the moral compass here. But if you are part of our bootleg MTG and you're the kind of person, like the eBay seller that we showed you, that is buying these cards to resell and rip people off, you are seriously part of the problem. You have no perspective, and I hope that your experience in life changes your ways. If it doesn't, I'm sure that karma will catch up to you in the future. But anyway, you know about our bootleg MTG. You know about a scam on eBay. If you have not checked out my guide to eBay in 2020, make sure to check that out. I give you a lot of tips and tricks to avoid common pitfalls if you're buying Magic the Gathering cards and you're new to it on eBay. If you did enjoy this video and this is content that you appreciate, please consider liking and subscribing, as there will be more of it in the future. Consider checking us out on Twitch. I normally stream on Tuesdays. Joel normally streams on Thursdays. I'm sure there's something else that I need to tell you, but I'm forgetting it. So until next time, I will see you in the future.